Hello there. So this is our next video in our series of looking at tactics or support strategies for those of us with neurodivergent conditions. As mentioned previously, this is based on my own personal experience as an individual with ADHD, also being a dad of two boys with ADHD and autism, and working with lots of different clients out there over the years. So I hope these top tip videos are going to be helpful for you. As mentioned previously, everyone with a ND condition presents differently. And it's different for everyone. Right, so top tip for today is about being your authentic self, or rather finding a place where you can be your authentic self. So what do we mean by being your authentic self? It's basically being you without having to mask or present in a way that isn't genuinely you. So I'll give you an example of this. So there are some places where people with ND brains sometimes feel pressured by the culture of an organisation to behave in purely neurotypical ways and to mask, basically, to kind of hide their ND condition or the things that they need to do to basically keep going with a nice balanced mental health. Being in a place where you can be your authentic self, it means basically being in a place where you can be genuinely you and who you are and not have to apologise for it or not have to change massively to fit in. So the things with masking when you've got an ND brain is that it can be incredibly traumatic and can absolutely tire people out and actually leave them feeling with really low self-worth, can affect mental health issues and lead to depression and things like that. So when we talk about being able to be your authentic self, it can have massive consequences for basically how you function and how you are and general sense of well-being and happiness. And of course, we all have to make some adaptations in terms of the work that we do and the place that we be to be professional and stuff. But this is the kind of the point where you're completely masking who you are. That's what we talk about with masking. It has quite a profound psychological effect. So let me tell you a story because it might be sort of useful in terms of giving you some context. So I had a client that I worked with quite a few years ago who wanted to be a hairdresser. They'd done some work experience and they'd had a go at hairdressing, and they came back really demoralised, going, I don't want to be a hairdresser anymore. I spent some time with the client unpicking what had actually gone on for them and what had actually happened for them at the work experience. As it turned out, was that they really struggled to fit in with that particular workplace culture. Now, with a little bit of exploration, what they were able to work out was that actually they still wanted to be a hairdresser, but that particular place wasn't the right place for them. They then went on and did a little bit more work experience in a couple of other salons, and they actually found a salon where they could be genuinely themselves, where they could be their authentic self, and they were so much happier. So my top tip here is twofold, basically. When you're working with clients who are looking at what they want to do, and they've maybe come back from something like work experience, or they say, you know what, I tried it, I didn't like it, really check in with them and help explore with them whether it was actually genuinely the job that they were doing that they didn't like, or was it the actual workplace culture? Because they're two very different reasons for dismissing a possible career idea. And this is the same for any client, whether they're ND or non-ND, if they've got neurotypical brains. The other bit is that help clients to seek out and understand what kind of environment they need, what are the factors that they need to consider for them to be their authentic selves. So I've worked in loads of different places myself, and from my own personal experience, what I'm really thankful for is where I work now. So when I go to the office at CXK or when I talk to other CXK staff, I can be genuinely myself. And the other thing that I see at CXK is that we can all be ourselves. There are people there with ND brains, without ND brains. There are people there who are loud. There are people there who are quiet. And no one has to apologise for who they are. And no one is to this or to that. It's a really lovely culture to work in. And I'm really thankful for all of the team at CXK for helping to build that culture, because it's with workplace culture, it's not something that's just led by the management. It's something that the whole staff community builds into. And that's what I'm really thankful for at CXK, that I found a place where with my ADHD, I can be my authentic self. So I'd encourage you, when you're working with your young people as careers advisors or career practitioners, to help those young people to seek out places where they can be their authentic self. And if you are a young person or an adult with an ND condition, keep seeking, keep searching until you can find a place where you can be your true authentic self. Okay, all the best. Take care.